Gentlemen, on the Men's Development Excellence page, this is a short little clip for you, and we're going to be talking about you either know women or get used by women. And the reason why I'm making this is because we just got done with our infield. We got done with our workshop. It's Tuesday, and I had to rest Monday. In fact, I had to prepare a bunch of different stuff on Monday. But why I wanted to make this was because something that came up on the workshop. And so it's such an important thing for men's development in general is that you need to know women. You have to be able to understand how women work. And part of that is number one, so you don't hate women, but also number two, that you can live a life where you have the benefits of relationships and sex and women and having women in your life because they're great, man. It's an amazing thing. But the reason why we're bringing this up is because on our workshop, we saw a guy, and he basically was an older gentleman, he was in his 50s or 60s and so on, and he was with this beautiful woman. He was with this beautiful, maybe she was in her late 20s, maybe in her early 30s, but she was what everything and anybody would want in a woman. And some of the guys in the workshop were like, man, that guy won. And see, the thing is that when I see something like that, Sure, you can say that that guy won and we all want that, and if we were single when we were in our 60s, that's a great thing. But so many times have I seen a man where he's in that guy won mode with a beautiful woman by his side and he's walking with her doing what he wants to do and she's following him, is that I don't see a guy that has won. I see a guy that has lost. And the reason why he has lost is because the only reason why that woman is there is because he has money, he has status, he has the things that we're supposed to have that attract a woman who's only going to like those things. Value, status, money, power, all these different things, and yet he does not have the skill set or the knowledge or life experience to show him how to meet women, how to get women. And so when that woman leaves, or inevitably they don't fit for whatever reason because they're not fully unified with one another, Jesus, man, it's done. What can he do? What can he do to find another woman? That's his only option. He's stuck to her. He is more stuck to her because he has not developed the skills of being good with women and life experience with women than for somebody who doesn't have those things, who doesn't have those things that can attract women, that can bring women to him and so on. Now, the reason why I'm making this video for the men's development page, look, we do a lot of podcasts. I'm trying to do 3 a day. That means in the month of May, we'll probably have anywhere from 60 to 80 podcasts out there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, because we decided to make it go public, this is for the Men's Development Excellence page. And the Men's Development Excellence page is a part of our membership. In order to be on that page or on our calls, you have to pay a fee, and it's a great group. It's an amazing group. There's about 60 guys on here, and man, we do it. We live life. We talk about things like dating, sex, women, divorce. We talk about being able to find our careers, find our passions, our purpose, and so on. And so many people don't do that. In fact, I was on the phone with Nick Sparks, an excellent coach. I'm going to start putting a list of the guys that I reference, but guys like Nick or David Tien or Steve, those types of people. Anyway, back to it. I was on the phone with Nick, and he goes, man, your group is so fucking cool. It's the one place I know on the internet of all the different men's groups where guys actually get on and they can be a man and they don't need to retailer their words and reshape it so that women and blah, 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 blah are be politically correct. But at the same time, it's not only that, hold on, there's a little thing here. It's not only that we actually get on the phone and talk. We actually get on the phone and know each other. We actually work with each other and interact on those levels. So back to the theme of this podcast. If you're a man that does not know women, if you're a man that doesn't have life experience with women, whether that's with one woman or many women or sex in general, and in fact, I would even say that it should be for many women, but I know that's not a lot of your guys' story, then you set yourself up to be used by women. And not in a way that women are evil or bad or it doesn't sustain upon that thought or that we have to protect ourselves as men. The only thing you need to do as a man is get some fucking experience and stop living out of concept. I cannot emphasize that enough. In fact, I was with one of my friends last night on one of my breaks. It was great, man. Before my meeting, I went up and met with this guy. And he's also a recovery dude, but he's a player, man. He's good with women. We were sitting there talking about it. We were actually talking about career and purpose and all this sort of stuff. And he's an attorney, and he's like looking to venture out with different things. And Inevitably, when you talk to a guy like that, it comes down to pussy. It comes down to how wise pussy makes you. It comes down to how beautiful pussy is. It comes down to all these different things that you get when you are experienced with women. And you stop chasing what you want, what you need, the insecurity that's fueling that you've never even looked at, that says, I need to be with a hot woman, I need to fuck hot chicks in order to be a man. Because when you start to let that shit cool down, and we were talking about this, when you know what it's like to have a woman by your side, to have her worship you, well, I'll put that wrong because you worship her as well, but to have that feeling, that beautiful femininity, and when it goes and it hurts and it beats you up and you're sad and you're fucked up, then you just deal with the emotion. You just deal with what's happening there, and you don't need to make it something bigger than it is to justify why you feel sad. Because you don't have that insecurity anymore. You learn to look at the benefit of it. You know, one thing that Jim always brings up on the calls is that, you know, we've all had some stories where we've been beaten up by women really bad. And man, if you've heard some of Jim's stories, they're pretty fucked up. But any guy that has that experience, any guy, and none's better than the other, but we all get it. So why do we all go back? Is it because we're stupid? Is it because we're weak? Is it because women have this trickery or this power that, you know, projects upon us? No. We go back because it's part of the function of being a man. Part of having a dick and balls. Part of wanting that ambition or that power or those things that you chase or those places in your life that you want to reach that is so masculine. Part of that also includes this whole pursuit of women. This whole pursuit of this thing that we don't fully understand. This thing that's different, this thing that pisses us off, this thing that causes us problems, but this thing that also allows us to get our dick hard. But not only that, but allows us to feel emotion that derives from that primal urge to get your dick hard, to then move on to just be, oh my God, I just want to give myself to this. That power that makes us stupid. Man, I mean, that's like saying that we shouldn't have money. You know, this is a thing that it got brought up in our workshop. There were a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about. In fact, I'm going to do a Facebook Live for probably 2 for my public page today that just came out of that workshop or my conversations the last couple of days. But man, what gets you your success is not what maintains that success. And when somebody gets success in life, whether that's with, you know, money or career or, you know, women and relationships, what's going to make them fail is doing the same things that got them there. Okay? So if we get good with women, but we think, you know, we just have to keep going with women when we have the relationship that we want, that will make that relationship implode. If we get money and status and success or whatever it is that we're shooting for, what's going to inevitably make us fail is the burning the urge and not learning the management skills that go around it. In fact, I'll even say this, what is so important, where I see guys fail with success is when they don't have the balance. Man, and we've talked about this quite a bit. Where I see guys fail is when they get success in terms of entrepreneurship and they make a lot of money, but they don't have their relationships in order. Man, they shelf their life. That means their success is way over here and their relationships are down here. And man, eventually that collapses and fucks everything up. You know, why is that? Why is that? And it's just like that man that we saw in our workshop, you know, that silver fox. We saw a couple of them walking around with that blonde bombshell. That's great, man, but you got one woman. And you got one experience. And man, I will never say that. I may be sad by relationships. I may be frustrated by relationships. You know, things are not going to work out perfectly in my life because they're not supposed to, because we always got to be working, and that is the drive that we have. But goddamn, man, one thing is for certain. If everything falls out from under me, once I deal with the emotions that go around that, man, I know that beauty is abundant in this world. I know that women are abundant in this world. And I know that I have I know my value as a man. I know my value is with my dick. And because of that, I can use it, share it, express it in the world in the right ways. And I don't need some weird template or ideology or, you know, force of anger or control of another sex in order to get there. Be proud of this group. Show up on the calls. You have calls on Wednesday night. Man, for the 60 guys that are on here, we have a 5-hour call on Wednesday. Be on it. We talk about shit like this, man. We dive deep on it. We have a 20-hour call. Well, sometimes it's 15 hours on Sunday. Why aren't you on it? Any place in the world, you have a time slot, you have a place, and you have a point where you can access excellence. That's what it is. And if you're watching this publicly somehow because we decided to release it man, check out the Men's Development Excellence. We're doing good things. Facebook group's great. The enormous amounts of content that you get and lesson plans is great, but what is most important is this community of calls and people that are interacting together. And in case you guys have a good Tuesday, I'm going to move on. We're going to do another Facebook Live on my feed. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this, and we will talk soon. Ciao.